Good day, everyone. The purpose of this video is how to create, save, and assess a weekly work plan. So I'll start sharing my screen. So I've opened up OneDrive and I found my job. In this case, we'll just call it XXX. I've opened up my scoring and WWP folder. I've come up here to my weekly work plan template. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. And my personal taste is I like to edit in Excel in itself. So I want to open it up in the desktop app. So we'll give it a second. There's some instructions for you. And here is the weekly work plan template. So the first thing I want to do is, so I don't ruin my template, is I want to save this as a new file. So I'm going to save a copy. And today is the 14th of July, 2023. And I want to make this weekly work plan for the week starting Monday the 17th and ending the week ending, which is always a Sunday. So we're going to save this as our weekly work plan ending July 23rd. So weekly work plan 7/23/23. We want to save that. So you notice up here in the top in the bar, we're working on the proper file. Our auto save button is in the on position. And our job name is XX, XX, XX. Job number, obviously it'll be whatever your job number is. For the sake of this video, we're just going to use these fictitious names and numbers. So I'm the foreman. This job, our fictitious job here, is working Monday through Friday. So the start of the work week is going to be July 17th. Then 7/18, 7/19, 20, and 21. So we're not working Saturdays. We're just doing this job Monday through Friday, 8 hours, 40 hours a week, typical. So let's come up with some tasks. It's Friday afternoon. I need to make sure I've got some tasks set forth for my crew that will be here Monday. So we'll start with task one. What I've done is I've opened up uh, my plans. In this case, what I've decided that I'll do, because there's no constraints, and by what I mean by constraints is I've got all of the resources and all the predecessor activities in front of me are done. That's to say that the framing is all complete. So I want to start roughing in these walls on this side of the building from 104 to 6, 7. Here's room 108 and room 109. So let's make that part of our plan. So I'm going to be specific. A specific plan is much easier to share with your crew, your project manager, your field ops manager, if you have a specific plan. I could have just made a plan that said roughing walls. Well, that's kind of vague. So I don't want to do that. I want to tell them specifically we're going to start in room 104 and we're going to work around to room 109. So let's add that. So I want to rough walls, rooms 104 through 109. And I think that's going to take a couple of guys a couple days. Well, let's give them. There's quite a bit in there, so let's just say let's give them all week. So, all right. Well, I've got more than two people on my project, so I got to find some more available work. Available work means its predecessor activity is done, and I have all of the material on site to start that task. So back to our plans we go. And you know what? Since the job is working north to south, I'm gonna say let's uh let's start let's start some crews. We've got some pretty big stuff going on in here, but I'm gonna have a guy start in here in room 117, 118, and 119. So back to our task number two is we're going to rough walls, rooms, and what did we say? Rooms 117, 18, and 19. 117, 118, and 119. And that's going to take two guys a few days to do that. So that's a little less work. So I've got some panels in there that I need to get done. So I'm going to go back to my drawings and I'm going to go look up here and I've got some panels to install. Okay, so let's have those same guys install those panels um, as soon as they're done with that rough in. There's some framing missing in some of these other rooms, but this is complete. Sheetrock's on. I can go ahead and install these panels. So task 3 in our example is going to be install panels A, B, C, and that's going to be these two guys that we're doing the rough in, and they're going to do that work as well. So there's my crew. In my example, I've got 4 folks uh, ready to go. I've got all of the materials. I've got the resources that I'm needing. My field ops manager has committed that he'll have these 4 folks here for me Monday. Like I said, it's Friday afternoon, and I want to know what we're going to do next week. So there's my plan. Monday rolls around, I lay out my guys and say, this is what I want you to do. At some point throughout the day, I'm going to come and check on them. Are they doing it uh, right the first time? Do they have any obstacles that popped up that we didn't consider when we made this work plan? So everything's going well. I'm going to move on myself. I'm either going to jump in here and help a couple of these guys, or I'm going to go look for other work to do. So for the sake of this video, I'm not going to include myself in this crew size. So I want to do PDCA through the course of this task. So I want to be checking on these folks to make sure we've got a plan and now we're doing the work. I want to check. And when I'm checking for productivity, I'm checking for safety, and I'm checking for quality. I want to make sure that they're doing it right the first time. And then I'm going to make any adjustments, whether that's a conversation or, gee, I think it would be better if you used this tool instead of that tool. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to continue to do PDCA on these guys through the course of the week. So So I've got my autosave turned on and I've closed this out. Now I'm going to come back because we're going to fast forward to Friday and we're going to open this task back up again. Once again, my preference is to open it in Excel. Okay, so it's Friday. You'll notice the language here, DDFD. So, uh, at the risk of sounding rude, done, freaking done. That means everything is done with wall rough in these. It's not everything except it's everything in its entirety. I don't have to come back to this task again because these guys have completed their work. So in that case, I'm going to put a yeah. They're done. It's DDFD. These guys, they did the same thing. Yes, we're done. When we moved over here to install our panels, those guys didn't get, it took a little longer than they thought they were going to take. So we didn't get this done. We got it almost done, but not quite. We're going to have to come back to that task. So I'm going to say in this case, nope, it's not done. Whatever that might be. Maybe you got panel A and B installed, but you didn't get C. The plan was to install all the panels, and for some reason, you didn't get them all done, so this task is no. So your percentage planned and complete, the math is here for you. So in our case, we got 2 of the 3 tasks done. So I get out my little trusty calculator and I do the math and I say, okay, we got 2 divided by 3 equals 66%. So my percent complete is 66% for the week. Bada boom. That's that's what we've done that week. I didn't say that's a great week. It wasn't a bad week. Typically, we like to see these numbers, probably averaging 80 to 85%. But you know what? We learned some things and we'll do better the next week. So, like I said, the week ending is always the date that you want to save this as we did, so, July 23rd. I created this task on Friday, which is the 14th, before we were going to start the work. And at the end of the week, I'm going to assess this weekly work plan. It's done. Now I'm going to create my next week's weekly work plan. So I hope this video helps. Um, and thank you very much for watching.